must begin to develop, number one, and this is the most important thing we can do as a people. We must first develop an undying love for our people. Our people. Our people.
I can't be a pessimist because I'm alive. To be a pessimist means that you have agreed that human life is an academic matter. So I'm forced to be...
When a man is being criminally treated, that some criminal has the right to tell that man what tactics to use to get the criminal off his back. When a criminal starts misusing me, I am going to use whatever is necessary to get that criminal off my back.
I might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary. And you're going to have to keep on saying that.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever it is where you are. Thank you for tapping in. This is Brian HRap B. Williams. This is a program called A Few Minutes with HRap presented by End of the Bench Media. Thank you for tapping in again. If you are watching live, hit that like, hit that share. Either way, hit that like, hit that share. Tell a friend to tap in. It is important. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, with that being said, if you're watching live, if you're not watching live, go to YouTube and go to my website. Go to my website. Please go to my website. The website is www.theendofthebench.com, www.theendofthebench.com, and that's my email address, not my website. And that will be my website, www.theendofthebench.com. Thank you for tapping in. And the reason I want you to do that is because there'll be a Black History segment as usual. You'll see a video. And I want you to watch the video in its entirety because the video is just as important as the program because the video depicts what we're up against. It shows you what we're dealing with. And what I want you to always understand is to enhance it's basically put an exclamation point on what I'm saying. I need you to do that. And hey, let's just be honest. I want you to support my website as well. But you'll see the video in its entirety. If you come in late from the program, you'll see the program in its entirety. And that way you'll be able to see, you'll have visual aids and information that will enhance you. You know, the mantra of the program is to enhance our grandchildren's lives, put them in a better situation than we can ever imagine of. And that's why I do what I do on the program, because we must motivate the children. And we are in tumultuous times. And it seems that I'm saying this every day. It's almost like I'm not even telling the truth at this point, because when you continue to watch the news and you see the things that are on the news, you almost don't want to believe what's going on. And people are ramping up their hate. That's why it says the prayer we prayed, it wasn't one of us. This is what a governor in these United States of America literally said. I was praying that it wasn't one of us. And you can have people sit around and say, oh no, he didn't mean that he was praying that it wasn't one of us. He was praying that it wasn't a white person. And he said, I wanted it to be for somebody from another state or even another country. Well, first and foremost, nobody wants to come to Utah. Ain't nobody, that's not prime visitation prime vacation destination. That's not a prime vacation destination. So you knew exactly what he was talking about. He can pretend and people can pontificate and act as if, hey man, he didn't really mean it that way. So you're looking too deep into it. And that is the dictionary definition of fascism. We don't want you doing your own thinking. We're going to do all the thinking. You just do what we say. We're going to do all the thinking. You just do exactly what we say and everything will be all right. And that is the mantra of fascism. When you're dealing with people who are attempting to control you mentally, spiritually, and physically, those are the things that they do. They don't want you thinking. Thinking does not do them any good, because if you start thinking, man, it's going to be a problem. Why do we need you thinking when we can control everything about you and we do all the thinking and we do everything, we control everything about you? So don't you think, we'll think, and then you react. And that's what's going on right now. They usually go thoughts and prayers when this guy, Charlie Kirk, was killed in front of the world. He was killed. Now, all of a sudden, the lie machine started. He was killed in front of his parents, his children. Fred Hampton was killed in front of his pregnant wife. His wife was pregnant with Fred Hampton Jr. in her womb. He was developing. So now look at all the anxiety, stress, and chaos that's going on inside of her body, watching her man get killed in front of us. And now that's placed on Fred Hampton Jr. Malcolm X's twin daughters were in Dr. Betty Shabazz's womb when he was killed in front of her and a bunch of other people. So welcome to the party. Welcome to the destructive party. Hey, I'm not in this to play the Trauma Olympics. I'm not in this, hey man, we worse than y'all. So don't be mad. Don't get upset. Well, we've had way more pain than y'all. I'm not doing that. I'm not in this to share pain with anybody. I'm trying to stop pain. I ain't trying to promote. Hey man, see, we should do I ain't here to do that. What I'm here to do is uplift my people. And I need y'all to be on alert. Being black in itself. I think about the Mighty Mos Def, otherwise known as Yasin Bey. He was on Bill Maher's show. And Bill Maher told him, see, you don't understand. And his response was awesome. He said, I'm black in America. I live under constant pressure. You can't tell black folks about pressure, about danger. How many black men and women driving down the street, you hear somebody with them disco lights on behind you, aka the Gestapo, aka the police department, coast to coast, border to border, no matter where you are, and you get tense. When you hit a siren, you don't think, oh, they're going to save somebody. You think, man, I hope they ain't behind me. And then when they drive past you, it's a little relief. So don't tell us we don't understand. Dr. King was shot in front of the world. Medgar Evers shot in his driveway. His wife and his young daughter had to pull his dying body into the crib. Are y'all serious? But we supposed to, these people were spreading a message of uplifting. Minister Fred, Chairman Fred Hampton, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., they were spreading a unifying message. Brother Malcolm X was uplifting of his people and humanity overall because of his faith in Islam. But he was speaking directly to us. At no point did any of those men that I just named or Fannie Lou Hamer almost get beat to death, got beat to the point where they probably knocked 10, 15 years of her life. And there's countless people that have been beat in front of their children. Hey, what about Emmett Till's uncle who had to choose between his entire family and letting his nephew go get killed? So, look, I understand that people have issues with people from my community not giving a darn about somebody who spread hate, vitriolic messages, discrimination, and total disrespect for our community. And I'm not going to be one of our upstanding people and say, well, nobody, hey, man, you dig a hole, you might get pushed in it. And that's all I'm going to say. If you dig a hole, you may just get pushed in it. So try not to dig holes. Try not to dig holes, because while you're digging a hole, somebody might come push you right in that hole and cover it up. And it might be your final resting place. That's what would be the last time somebody heard of you. So I'm not going, like I said, the Trauma Olympics is not for me. I'm not going to sit around and, oh man, see, we were doing this. But what I do want us to understand is what's on the horizon. See, people have been brazen enough, becoming more and more brazen with the empowerment of this current regime to say and do what they think. It started about 10 years ago when people started calling people for barbecuing at the park and calling the police. And whether you want to admit, see, what we do, before I make that statement, whether you want to admit it or not, what we're going to have to do is stop equating our friends from other cultures and extrapolating it to that entire culture. Or if you want to do that, if you want to give other cultures credits for your close and personal friends and the people who you've interacted with, I'm going to need you to do that to our children too. Oh, these young people crazy, because y'all quick to say that. These young people, I don't understand them. But you're going to apply all negative to us and all positive to other people. How insane is that? But, hey, man, that's you. I ain't mad at you. You know better, but you choose not to do better. Because I ain't going to say, you don't know no better, because you do. You do. I know I know my community, and I know by and large, people in my community were raised properly. And when you were raised properly, you understand what to and what not to do. But back to the point of what's on the horizon. when these people start calling the police on our people, and that's why I did that previous point to show you, if you call the police on somebody black, there's no point in the history of this country where the safest thing you could do is call the police on the black person. You call the police on the black person, they coming ready to pull out their pistols, because you know they have to get home safe, because they're just doing the job to get home safe. Why you think some of the Panthers used to, when they get raided, they would take off all their clothes and run out naked? Eldridge Cleaver ran out of the house naked, because then you can't say I posed a threat naked. Why do you think they did that? Because the police are diametrically, by and large, yeah, I have friends that are police officers. Good friends, good close personal friends, people who have been guests on this program. A couple police officers right off the top of my head. But I'm not going to give the entire CPD, LAPD, APD, or wherever PD you are. I'm not giving them credit for Dan and Lil Mike and other people who've been on this show. Well, Mike Neal, sorry about that. Shout out to Lil Mike, man. That's what I ain't been Lil Mike my whole life. But I'm not giving them credit for my friends, because those are my friends. But when you see people on TV calling police on black people, you are literally attempting to kill me. You are literally attempting to kill me, because more times than not, white people are not afraid of black people. The police. Black people have issues with the police. When you lived in the neighborhood I lived in, literally across the street, when you cross North Avenue, you get picked up for curfew, you get harassed by the police, you get punched on by the police. You go south of North Avenue where I live, 1600, I live 1400. So it was 1500 and 1600. One block. If you go to 1500, police ride past you like you ain't nothing, because you're in this affluent neighborhood. What are you doing over there? Even though you leaving the basketball court, so you got the right to punch me in my stomach. Me. I'm not talking about something I read on television. I'm not talking about any of that. I had guns pulled. Guess what? The only time I've had a gun pulled on me in my life is by a Chicago police officer. The only time 3 people have ever walked up on me and attempted to jump me was 3 Chicago police officers. So don't tell me about it's the bad apples in the bunch. No, it's some good apples in a bag of spoiled ones. But what's on the horizon? Back to my original point. We are in the point. We are what my man Dr. Greg Carr calls an inflection point. What 2 things are gonna meet, and it may be a problem. And what I want you to understand is this: when this problem is going to occur, and when you look to your left and you look to your right, it's going to be your brothers and sisters standing there. And there's going to be some allies and some comrades along with that. But I'm telling you, if we don't get our joints together, and I don't mean joints, SH, sugar, honey, iced tea together, we're going to be in imminent danger. While you so busy packing your bags and moving to the good part of town, you do understand you are surrounded at this point. You are surrounded at that point. And you're no longer going to be the good guy. There's some people in your good neighborhood where you're the first one to move there that don't want your black behind there. And it's a lot of them. And it's a lot more of them. And just because you think these things happened 100 years ago, 150 years ago, 200 years ago, no, that was a long time. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Dennis Byrd was not a long time ago. George Floyd was 5 years ago. Fernando Castillo was not. A lot of these things were not even 10 years ago. And you keep thinking, if you would jump out of a car as an adult man and see a minor, I don't give a darn if that boy was 5'8", but he wasn't. He was a young man playing in the playground by himself. You jumped out the car and fired at him. And you think that's a one-off? People allow the people who beat Rodney King into submission. Oh, he kept trying to get up. Well, last time I checked, if you beating on me with nightsticks and kicking and stomping on me, my natural inclination is to get away from you. But people make excuses for what they want to make excuses for. And you can pretend and act as if you don't understand what's going on if you like. But these things, we were watching the end of the foolishness. But what I will tell you about is this. I want you to just Well, I've walked you down this lane so many times, memory lane. End of the Revolutionary War. King George said, hey, natives and Africans, if y'all roll with us with this war, we'll free y'all. Nah, we know this oppressor. We're gonna roll with him. And guess what? You're enslaved for another 300 years, another 150 years. You already in the trick bag before that. And then Abraham Lincoln, I want to keep this union together. Man, these white boys can't fight well enough. Go get some of them Africans, because we had to raise hell and high water. They already kicking our behinds in Florida. Oh my God. What do we let the black folks fight? Get them some guns. Not even 8 months later, the Civil War's over and we won it and we emancipated ourselves. Don't you ever let me hear you say Abraham Lincoln freed you. We saved them. And guess what happened? Then you got Reconstruction. Reconstruction shows up and we start becoming senators, elected officials, millionaires, creating our own towns. We did the darn thing. And then y'all flooded our towns. In Wilmington, South Carolina, we will choke. This is a direct quote. We will choke the river with your bodies if you don't stop this foolishness. If you don't stop acting like a human being, we will put so many of y'all in the river, that the river will stop flowing. Memorial Day created because you guys put us in a situation to whereas y'all put us in mass graves and we dug those people up and gave them proper burials. Yeah, Memorial Day. At the end of May, it used to be the beginning of May, because we refused to be treated like a pack of hounds. We are not cattle or something that you bury in the ground and hope it disappears. We're human beings. Then now at the end of Reconstruction, y'all create the Ku Klux Klan, the Black Legion, and several other groups that hate us. But the Black Panther Party is a terrorist organization, but the Ku Klux Klan been around since the 1800s, and it ain't a damn terrorist alert on that at all. Then red line, and then the other forms of discrimination. And then I got my foolish brothers and sisters. Oh man, that was a long time ago. You darn fool. You got to be crazy. My uncle Dry, my uncle, who used to give me 50-cent pieces in the 70s, the 1970s, was an enslaved individual. Wasn't enslaved. My older cousin, Vitriolic Vaughn, talked to his aunt, who was an enslaved individual. So I've had close contact with people who've interacted with enslaved individuals. And if you talk to your elders, you will find out, yeah, he was enslaved too, and that person was enslaved. And yeah. So it wasn't that long ago. Because if my pain wasn't that long ago, I don't want to hear about nobody else's damn pain. This is what's on the horizon, y'all. They don't want to put you back in the 1950s. They want to put you back in the 1850s, when they had their foot firmly placed upon your neck and had you totally intimidated, because you thought, just like now, you thought it was more than you. How is it, my people, MYPEOPLE, period, exclamation point. How is it that my people still to this day believe that you're a minority in this country? They told you that they were shipping you over in boats to the tune of millions of people. And then you only find out that it's a small percentage that actually came here. Now, you got these death camps, aka plantations, set up to have people like myself breed with Dorothy and Phyllis and Sean and Deborah and Annette and any other person. I'm breeding with all these people. You breeding. They used to have breeding plantations where bucks like myself would breed with other sisters. And now you got people who done had hundreds of children. And then and that's going on in South and North Carolina. That's going on in Virginia, West Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Missouri, Arkansas, and Texas. That's going on through all those states. We having 8, 9, 10, 12, 15 children at a time during enslavement. Then my grandmother's part of, my mother's mother's part of an 8-child tribe. My father's mother part of a 12-child tribe. my grandfather was burned out of his town. There's somebody walking around here I could be bumping into at work. That's my cousin. Because what people have done to us, and y'all still think y'all the minority. Why is it that the black vote is so important if we are a minority? Because we're not a minority, and y'all keep letting them tell you are. And if you realize, if you look at the past, when you see what's coming on the horizon, you'll know that you need to be locking arms with your brothers and sisters. Because when you lock arms with your brothers and sisters, hey, it's a uniting front, and we cannot be stopped. It's more black people in Mississippi than any other group. There's more black people in the state of Georgia than any other group. There's more black people in the state of South Carolina than any other group. There's more black people in the SIP, in the boot, or AKA Louisiana. There's more black people in Texas than any other group. And y'all still believe y'all minorities. How's that possible? It's more black people in Chicago than any other group. See, understand, you don't focus on the minority. I don't know why y'all believe that, man, see, if we can get the minority vote, if we can get the black vote, we'll be okay. Why in the entire head do you believe that? Why do you need the black vote if we're the smallest group? You're only 13%. You know why? Because the Russians only like 4%. The Asians only like 11%. And then you break the Asians up into individual groups like they should. And then you break the Greeks, and then the Italians, then the Irish, then the Germans, then the other Slavic countries. You break them up into groups, and guess what? 13 is the biggest group. See that you think of 13% of 100. Break the groups up. We reign supreme. How is it that my community, the black community, and y'all can break us up into these groups? They're foundational black. Get it. Enough of that. The people that look just like me, darker, lighter, equal. How is it that we spend trillions of dollars a year, more than some countries, but we're the smallest group? Why is it that y'all allow these people to separate us and then get ready to attack us and then talk, and you ain't paying attention to what's on the horizon? You know what's on the horizon? Chaos. See, because if you can continue to separate these black people, black men from black women, black girls from black boys, the black gays from straight blacks, or blacks from the islands, the blacks from the continent. I mean, blacks on the in the country, blacks from the country. How is it that we are derived from the largest land mass on this ball, but y'all believe we are a minority? We are the global majority. How is it that if you're a Nigerian or you're a Ghanaian, in 2030, they are predicting more people in those two countries alone on the continent than on the entire landmass that we know as Europe. But we're the minority. This is why when you realize that what's on the horizon is this: the continued separation of our people, and then the attack on our people. And they are going to attempt to destroy us from inside and out. They're going to get people like these news anchors and these pundits that speak about uniting and how this guy separated us, and see, it was cool before Obama because these Negroes didn't think they could do that, because we need them to be stupid enough to believe that they need to be president. Shout out to Barack Hussein Obama, former president. I'm proud of you, brother. I ain't got nothing bad to say about you, but I don't want my child to be the president. I want my child to be a member of the House of Representatives. I want my child to be a senator. I want your nieces and my nephews and my cousins and everybody who ever gonna watch this that look like me. I want y'all to be in government. I want you to be in city government. I want you to be in state government. I want you to be in county government, because that's the government that counts. See, that's why you want to attack these places. Because when you attack these places that we dominate, then you know, man, black people, that's all they do, black on black crime. Well, how is it that you don't never hear about no black on black crime at the HBCUs? Well, it's this place here, University Park, I think it's Forest Park, University Park. They calling it the Mecca of black people in America. 73% black. Why ain't there people out there? Oh, because see, they're doing better. Nah, it ain't that they're doing better. It's because black people, if you put people in horrible situations, you get horrible results. You know, if you want to defund their schools and take jobs away from them and then sick the police on them and put them in chaos, and then I put up the video the other day, and then you watch things like Snowfalls, and you watch all these documentaries where the CIA pumped dope in our community, CIA and the FBI and the government pumped dope in our community, pumped military grade weapons in our community, took away benefits. And what the hell did you think people gonna do? Well, you shouldn't sell poison to your people. Yeah, that sounds good, but do you say that to when we watched The Godfather? Do you say that? Because The Godfather was about, the whole war started about selling dope. If you read the book, you realize the war started when Vito killed that old man, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, they fell out with Vito when he wouldn't allow them to sell dope. And they ain't gonna sell it to the colors. Well, you know what? But drugs ain't no color on dope. Because when I was younger, dope was a rich man thing. Remember? See, everybody, you know, when you go to a rehab facility, you go to the penitentiary, it ain't y'all, man. They go to black junkies over there. Guess what? Some black junkies over there, some Asian junkies over there, some Jewish junkies over there, some Irish junkies over there, some Russian junkies over there. Everybody, that powder or that liquid, everybody put it in their body. You sniffing or you injecting. Let's not, or you take it in some type of pill form. Drugs is a universal illness. Not, hey man, you stupid. If you wouldn't have got high, guess what? If you wouldn't have had sex, if I had breasts, I'd be my sister's brother. If I had a uterus, I'd be my sister's brother, but I ain't. But what's on the horizon is chaos. Why you think? Look at the government. The government, are we losing the country? Again, remember I told you, the point of capitalism is to make you not think. That's why you got people support. I'm all about law and order. Well, how I do with 36 felonies in the front office. I believe in women's right. I'm a feminist. And you voted for a dude who said, grab him by the coochie. See, you don't have to not think. It is your innate ability to think, because when you walk out your door, I don't give a damn where you live and how much money you make. Boop, boop, and you look. I don't care who, if you got this skin on you, when you hear them disco lights and that horn on that car, you stop and look. It ain't, oh, I wonder what. No, you ain't wondering what. You know what. So what's on the horizon is danger, unless you start, look, am I foolish enough to believe all 55, 60 million of us are going to start singing Kumbaya and be friends by the morning? Nope. We don't need everybody, though. See, all you need is all you and all your friends to work together, and them and all their friends to work together. That's it. See, you think it has to be this universal law of Kumbaya, but Lord, no. Start with your family. Apologize to make peace with your relative that you can't stand. I ain't asked you to be that friend. Just make peace, because you know what? It's some people that I don't like that's in my bloodstream, like in my DNA strand. But if you better not mess with them. I may not talk to them again as long as the sky is in the sky. I mean, the sky's above and high. But you can't be bothered with them. You can't disrespect them. And until we get that mentality, we're going to have to be worried about what's on the horizon. I'm just telling you. Because you need to understand. You need to understand. Because, man, these people don't even lie to you anymore. They stand on TV and tell you. Lady Megyn Kelly called Barack Obama a snake. The only president in recent, since Jimmy Carter, without no bull jive on his name. Jimmy Carter didn't have no bull jive on his name. Ronald Reagan, boy, the R&B of the 80s, and I don't mean no Keith Sweat. The Reagan and Bush era was hell on our community. The R&B was hell on our community. Bill Clinton locked up more people than have been reported on doing the slave trade with that crime bill. Bill Clinton, not Hillary. Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, Bill Clinton, and Thorne Hatch and all those dudes, and even our auntie Maxine Waters, she was in on it. Our uncle John Lewis, he was in on it, because they scared him. They scared him into foolishness. So they off script. They off script now and bold about it. See, continue. George W. Bush. That man ran the country clean into the ground. And then our brother showed up, pulled the country up, left it with a surplus. Bozo the Clown show up. The circus began. Then Joe, see, y'all think I like Joe. No, I don't like Joe, because I remember in 1988 when Joe said Haiti could fall into the ocean and would nobody care. See, that's why I don't. The Democrats, the Republicans. No, I'm the Blackicans. I'm black. I'm African. I'm a soul brother. That's what I'm part of the Soul Patrol. That's all. I don't care about the Democratic Party and the Republic. No, the Black Party. That's it. And these people are bold and off script now. It used to be thoughts and prayers. The young people got shot at the school. Thoughts and prayers to all of those people and their family. They went to, hey, we hope it wasn't us. We knew it somewhere. And they see, they protecting them black folks. Hold on, I thought we killed each other. How many damn bullets y'all think we got? I thought we was busy killing each other. Now we got time to go to Utah. See, if he got shot in LA, y'all might have had a shot. Man, he may be a Hispanic dude or maybe a black dude. You never know. No. He shot the snow. Dumb people in Utah, the snow looked darker than them. And y'all tried to put it on there. And then y'all start this. It was death threats at HBCUs. And we got death threats every time we leave our cribs, y'all. We got death threats. It's some people that look at us crazy. This is what I want you to do. You live in a major city in America. Go into a grocery store and watch how people look at you. And I know if you're a certain age, because our younger people don't experience, they don't acknowledge the racism like we do. But what I want you to do, think back, go into Dillard's, go into Macy's, go into Bloomingdale's, and watch how people look at you. Hey, can I help you? No, what the hell you helping me for? Go help somebody else. It's 100,000 people. Hey, what you helping me for though? I know how to pick out some damn shoes. I know how to pick out a pair of pants, a shirt. I know how to do all that stuff. I know how to do all that stuff. I don't need you. I don't need any of your assistance. Please knock it off. But y'all don't, oh man, it ain't like it used to be. Yes, it is. It's exactly where it used to be. But it's worse. They ain't even worse. Correction. They're not acting worse. They're openly acting normal. They don't give a damn about your feelings. Oh man, my cousin, he married to a white lady. My uncle married to a white woman. So that's two people. Yeah, and I'm not promoting hate. I'm just promoting the reality. I'm promoting the reality of the situation. What happened to thoughts and prayers for the kids in Colorado? I ain't heard nothing about them kids. I heard about this dude who used to be anti-Semitic, anti-women, anti-black, anti-Latino, anti-everything. But, oh, man, so you shouldn't get shot for voicing your opinion. Well, I need you to go to my Instagram friend, Miss King, Bernice King, and explain to her how you shouldn't get shot for voicing your own opinion. I need you to go to the Shabazz family and explain that. I need you to come to Chicago and talk to Comrade Fred, Chairman Fred Hampton's son and his wife, his widowed wife. I need you to explain that. I want you to go to Bobby Hutton's family. I need you to go to any of those Panthers, any of these brothers and sisters that's been assassinated, killed, Mark Clark. I need you to go to their family and explain. Just because you voice your opinion, you shouldn't be killed. See, but it's you now. And you did it, and y'all was hoping, y'all had y'all fingers, toes, legs, knees pressed together. Your hands almost did like this. You was praying so hard there was somebody that wasn't white. Wrong. Because we don't do that. See, y'all dupe my people and to believing we're vitriolic and violent and mongrel-esque. No, we're not. We're not. Because all I would ask, my brothers and sisters, if you don't believe people are bold and off script, since when you heard somebody talk about Richard Milhouse Nixon and that Watergate thing? When do they talk about Ronald Reagan for flooding and George W. Bush for flooding the streets of America with crack cocaine and military grade weapons and Oliver North said his behind on TV and admitted it. on national television in the Iran-Contra trials. And he's a millionaire because of it. They say he worth $200 million. And this dude pours it. He's the reason some of your uncles, some of your aunts, some of your cousins, some of your friends, some of our parents were strung out and introduced to this thing called crack cocaine. How is it, if you don't believe that's to be the truth, how is it that y'all stop teaching the metric system in the schools officially, but everybody in the hood know a kilo is 1,000 grams? When we start speaking metrically, you took away a lot of science out of schools and defunded them, but the people in the hood schools, but somehow these people figured out how to mix 1 part cocaine, 1 part this, 1 part that, and you're going to get it to come together. And then when you get it to come together, you can cut it up and then measure it in the metric system. And you don't want me to believe somebody outside the community instituted that. They are bold and they are off script because they got you believing their propaganda. See, what you have to do is pull yourself up by your bootstrap, black people, and stop complaining. And then you're going to steal my damn boots. Seriously? You out your damn mind. Stop believing the hype. When you stop saying thoughts and prayers, and what exactly do thoughts and prayers get you? What are your thoughts and what are you praying for? Because if you follow me on Facebook, and here's my name. If you don't know my name, and I don't hide behind no pseudonym. HRap is my nickname. My name is Brian Williams. And if you're looking for me, Brian D. Williams. Brian D. Follow me on Facebook, and you'll see every day I post Black history stuff. And you're gonna see in a couple of minutes, I'm gonna show you what happens when you Black and you stand up in this country. See. They are tired. Oh man, we sick of this. You know what they sick of? They sick of you acting like you got some damn sense, acting like you're human. Look, over 350,000 Black women have lost their jobs since this dude been the president. And you think it's just coincidental that our sisters brag about how educated they are, brag about their entrepreneurial spirits? You had an organization that went out to Keisha Knight Pullum, known as Rudy from the Cosby Show. She had an organization to help fund Black women businesses, and they attacked the Black women first. That's why they want our sisters mad at the brothers. Because, oh man, I'm too good to be with you, and I'm gonna keep my foot on the neck of this man, and I'm gonna elevate this woman. And guess what? Our sisters still rock with us. They still rock with us. So y'all, look, y'all know how I feel about Black women. Black women are the literal roots of the community. The roots. You know, it used to be they wasn't seen. But Black women are the strength of the community. So you're not going to stop. You're not going to get a whole lot of Black women to turn their back on a whole lot of Black men. Because guess what? It's some Black men come right out of their bodies. So now, give it up. So keep trying. But I need y'all to understand that these people are bold and they off script. There ain't no more thoughts and prayers. They don't want to do nothing about guns. So what we need to do, 3 things. Then I'm going to show y'all the video. We need to do is get proficient in gun control. Gun control means using both hands. And then we're going to get efficient in community empowerment. And then we're going to get academically efficient. And those are not in that order. We get academically efficient, financially efficient, and fiscally efficient. And we're going to work together. I didn't ask you to like no damn body. I didn't ask you to be friends with no damn body. But you're going to be efficient in taking care of our community because they are not playing. Oh, who you talk about? White folks. See, I ain't scared to say it. White folks is out here trying to kill us, man. They got people on our team speaking up for their team. And guess what? If you don't like what I'm saying, as long as you do, go to YouTube, go to the live tab, and listen to all the times I've talked about white folks. See, Greek people are not white people. Germans, Irish, Italians, they're not white. They don't identify as white. The people over here spreading Charlie Kirk, I'm white. Get out of my country. Get out of the country that I stole and killed all those people from. Bro, you living on the crime scene. You talking about the rule of law. And see, they need to go to take the proper channels. Did they ask them people who met them on the shores, hey, y'all got the paperwork ready for us to be citizens? Hell no, they killed them. And guess what? When we know it's Jamestown and Boston and all that, they was up there eating each other. And they eating the dogs because they was eating each other. You ain't got to check it. Hey, you ain't got to believe rap. You got that toy in you. It's either a toy or a tool. Google it. You Google it. You probably Google everything else in the world. Google that. Folks out here eating each other, man. They're eating each other. So you believe what you want to believe. But, hey, just letting you know. The ish is about to hit the fan. And the ish, and it's just a regurgitation of ish. This ain't new ish. It's the same ish. But we don't talk to our elders. We don't talk to our uncles, aunts, big cousins. We don't talk to these people in our community, so we don't know what's coming. And a lot of them don't want to talk about it because they think not talking about it's going to protect you. But bruh, ladies, gentlemen, we got haters and bitter friends. Look at this video and it'll tell you. And then you already know, I'll be back shortly. This video is going to tell you everything I just told you, and I need you to keep up with it.
Before the Black Panthers, before Malcolm X became a national voice, before America admitted that nonviolence wasn't always enough, there was Robert F. Williams, a Southern man who refused to bow, a Marine who came home to find the enemy wasn't overseas, and an organizer who chose a rifle when the law offered nothing but silence. In Monroe, North Carolina, he challenged the very idea that Black survival depended on patience. His name has been buried under the weight of safer legacies, his story kept in the margins, because it forces us to face what America does to those who fight back without permission. But his life lit the fuse for a new kind of resistance, armed, unapologetic, and unforgettable. Give this video a like to show your support and join us through the powerful story of Robert F. Williams.
What do the best teams have in common? They take a visual-first approach to communication. But here's the catch. Most workplaces...
A man too bold for the textbooks, too ahead of his time for public comfort, and too important to ignore. It all began in a place where the air itself felt segregated. Monroe, North Carolina, 1925. A town stitched into the fabric of the Jim Crow South, where Black children were born into a system that told them, even before they could speak, that their lives didn't matter as much as others. Into this world came Robert Franklin Williams, a boy whose bloodline ran back to slaves, but whose future would burn with a fire those chains could not hold. His grandfather had been a slave. His grandmother, Ellen, raised him on stories not of fairy tales, but of survival, of mobs, of white mobs dragging Black men from their homes, of laws that only favor the white.
As you see, we don't have to lay down. If he could do it literally 100 years ago, how can you? Oh man, they holding us back. They slowing us down. You slowing you down. You need to understand what you're up against. Understand what who you should be aligned with, and just plain and simple, pick a side. No more this friendly. Oh man, see, I don't hate anybody. Well, we've shown over the last 400 years. We've shown over the last 150,000 years. We don't hate anybody. You don't have to explain. Why is it that you always feel the need to explain, well, I'm a peace-loving person? Nah, but other people don't mean no peace by you. They don't mean no peace by you. They don't like you. It ain't about if you like them. Look, I ain't never had to explain to somebody if I was their friend or not. I never had to explain. Exactly. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. We've never had to explain that we were not the aggressor. What we need to do is stop trying to inculcate ourselves into a system that rejects us like bleach does a germ. We don't want us over there. And the people who want to be over here, they're going to come over here because History has shown you that there's been people from other cultures that have always gravitated towards us. When you watch a movie, even when you watch a cinematic example, like in the movie Sinners, the biggest movie of this year so far, especially in our culture, one of the largest movies in the culture in 2025. You see, you had Asian people, you had white folks, you had all kinds of people migrating towards us because they understood that we don't mean anybody any harm. But when you want to brag about, see, I want to be around this, and if you come around me, it's going to be better. No, it's not going to be better, because every time we've moved away, y'all showed up and want to hurt something. That was a perfect example of that movie Sinners. We had our own juke joint. We gave you real good money, and what you do? Your people showed up, tried to suck the soul out in the form of a vampire. That was a metaphor. You didn't understand it. Now you do. And then you had other people, these racists, show up. Oh, we're going to take our stuff back. No, you're not. You're going to get met with them understand me's, man. You know, you can't be as vocal as I want to be because you two, hey, man, he's speaking too violently. And so we're going to use our English. But it's time to pick a side, man. Right and wrong. See, a lot of people say good and bad. See, what is good? What is good? Is good doing the right thing all the time, or is good what's best for you? See, doing the right thing, what's the right thing? For example, right after Holy Quran, the Prophet Muhammad was hungry. He stole something to eat. Tell you what, I know somebody who recently was doing well, and the food delivery people left groceries at his door. His neighbor was struggling, and somebody in his family was struggling. He was doing okay, and guess what he did? He spread those groceries between his neighbor and his family member. Was that wrong? What should he have done? He should have called. See, the right thing to do, HRap, is to call the store and get the food back. No, it ain't. The right thing to do is what he did. Give it to his neighbor, give it to his friend. Because guess what? If they'd come back and get that food, they'd have threw that food in the garbage, because those people I don't know what they done to my food. You need to give me some more food. Well, you're going to get some more food anyway, and the other people who needed it got it. The right thing. Some people, this the moral thing. Don't tell to me about morality when y'all used to put me in chains and y'all used to rape women. And my skin might be a little lighter than a lot of my brothers and sisters' skin. My daddy was blacker than Wesley Snipes. My daddy's Wesley Snipes look at my daddy, but that's a black dude. And why am I lighter than that? Because we got infiltrated like the Carter. So don't tell me about morality when people talking about this dude who got assassinated, talking about Dr. King was a horrible man. A man saying, man, can't we all just get along? He was horrible. I almost said something that I shouldn't say, but I just want you to understand, it's time to pick a side. Oh, man, it's messed up in the hood. Well, why don't you stay your big mouth behind in the hood and then be a force? Oh, man, I got to get my kids out of danger. Well, you know what? How long did you live in the hood? How many times did you call the police? How many times did you go out there and talk to those young men and women who were cutting up to acting a fool? I saw him growing up. He wasn't going to be nothing as a little boy. Why didn't you step to the young man or young lady and try to help them and talk to them and not at them? Don't nobody want to listen when you're doing this. They listen when you offering a hand. How about this? Them young men out there selling that dope. Why don't you go out there with some sandwiches and some sodas? They say, hey, come here, man. Let me get y'all something to eat. And then when they start eating, start talking to them. People listen when you give them something, when they think, oh, he cares. He understands. See, I mean, you need to not be selling no dope. You need to go in the house. Yeah, right. And then I'm going to go in the house and there ain't going to be no heat. Ain't going to be no lights. And my mom and my little sister and my mom and my big sister and my big sister and my brother and my little brothers and these sisters with these young children, they going to be hungry. But I need to go somewhere now. Or why don't you go out there with a bunch of applicants, give them something to eat and give them some applications for some jobs. Hey, you know, they're hiring down there, man. And I know somebody who can help you here. Now, give us some options. It's time to pick a side. Do you want to stand on the corner on the perch up high with your arms folded and wag your finger at our young people? Or do you want to embrace them when they're little so they can see you and they can have something to strive for, and have some reverence for you. So in the event that things get out of control, one of those young men, one of the young women to say, hey, not brother rap. Not brother rap. Hey man, dude, cool. Leave, stall him out. No, sir. Go ahead on. They see, like, for example, young brother in my old neighborhood, when I lived on the street called Maypole, 3 different gangs on my block. I dap up to the young brothers. Young brothers see me all the time. One time I got him out of some imminent danger. He was not going to see the next day. And I knew the young brothers that was going to get him. I told him jump in my car, took him home. And when the young gangbangers in my neighborhood ran up on my son, he stood up against his gang to defend my son. And I literally heard him as I'm walking out. He said, hey, man, that's big man's son. Leave him alone. Now, I wouldn't have had no problems because I know people that know people, and we would have fixed it. But that's the way it works. When you help somebody, I don't care what they doing. Oh, they out there, they crazy. They crazy because we didn't pour into them. It ain't like it used to be. Are you talking to our young people? Are you pouring into our young people? Are you showing our young people adoration like the people before us showed us? If you're not, you have not chosen the side. You are playing in the middle. And even God say, you ain't playing in the middle on me, dog. Either you rolling with me or you not. I will spit you out. That's what the Lord said. That's God, those God's words. Ain't no lukewarm. Roll with our young people, that cultivate our young people and develop them into the best people they can be. Or you on the other side. Because if you riding the fence, see, and all of them ain't listening. You didn't listen. Because if it's any, hey, I ain't gonna use Jesus made the first, he without sin cast the first stone. I'm gonna use some rap. Tell you what, if you have not had a teenage drink, if you did not have didn't have premarital sex, if you have never taken a hit off a joint, if you haven't stayed out past curfew, if you have never cheated, if you drive. Guess what? People think the speed limit is 70. That don't mean drive 71. That means drive 69 and down. If you drive 71, if you drive 55, if you've speeded, if you've been a jaywalker, then guess what? Don't look at nobody and judge them because you've broken the rules as well. All I'm saying is, man, pick a side because I'm letting you know now. If you don't pick a side will be picked for you. And the side that's going to be picked for you is not a pretty side. You know, these people, as I stated, are bold and off script. They are not trying to hide their hate for you. They're not trying to hide their disdain for you. And if you fall in line, they're going to like you. And if you want to be an individual, thinking, proud individual from this community, they will hate you. I graduated from college and I got a good job. They like me. Nah, when you ain't around, they using that magic word too. And what's on the horizon is danger, chaos, and trauma. That's what's on the horizon, y'all. Because these people they got the Supreme Court on their side, they got the president on their side, and they got Congress on their side. All 3 branches of government are supporting white nationalist ideology. And if you don't believe it, keep it going. I see, we need to get our act together. Well, what the hell are you doing? Start a podcast, if nothing else. Just expound on some of that stupid stuff that you say, but you don't have any basis of it because you listen to some smart jackass on TV and you thought he was saying something. Yeah, that makes sense because you can't think your way out of a wet paper bag with scissors in your hands. Knock it off. At the end of the day, it's time for you to pick a side. Us or them. Righteous or evil. See, ain't no right and wrong. Right and wrong is in accordance to the situation. But righteous, it is that. It's that. And with that being said, I'm done for the day. I want you guys to remember, if you tapped in late, you can go to I did it again. You can go to www.theendofthebench.com and you can see this in its entirety. I need you to hit like, I need you to hit share, subscribe if you haven't. Salute to you, but go there and you can watch this and you can watch that other video in its entirety. And if you have anything you want to discuss with me, email me at theendofthebench@gmail.com. And I'll be done with you. You know, I'll reach out. You know, we can have a conversation. It is awesome that you guys support me. I last month, I didn't post it because it's really important, but YouTube sent me a 550,000 view thing for last month. Salute to each and every one of you. Salute to the people all throughout the world and in these United States of America that support me. I totally appreciate and respect what you do. And it's important that you continue to do so. Soon, I'll get back on my guests because I got some guests that I'm cooking with the Black Fire Brigade here in Illinois. I want their stories to be told. I got my man Silk. He has a program called Won't He Do It? Me and Silk keep missing each other. We gonna hook up. And I just want you guys to continue to support. I got an artist coming on, and I got a person who's lived a wonderful life of philanthropic behavior. She's going to be on, and I'm just going to keep putting people in front of you to show you that we are better than what we see on TV. Television is televised lies. Thank you for tapping in. Watch this to the end. Y'all know Amos Wilson going to drop that science on you. I'll be back soon. 2 fingers, 1 word. I am HRap, and I
often put it this way. In order for us to be in the state that we are in today as people, we have to be out of our minds. We literally have to be crazy. It is necessary for us to be crazy. It is necessary for us to be backwards. It is necessary for us to be maladjusted. It is necessary for us to be disunited. It is necessary for us to be self-hating. It is necessary for us to be filled with an inferiority complex. In a world where the European is essentially about 10% of the world's population, if that 10% is to continue to rule over the other 90%, it must keep that 90% out of its mind. It must keep that 90% in a state of deception. It must keep